I really love what this woman is doing and how she's changing the world. It is so perfect that she's joining us on the show in Author's Corner. Lydia Greico has written a book called Because It's Wrong, Bullies versus Nazis. And you see on the cover of the book, and I want you to all go to Amazon and get it and pass it on to so many people that you know. There's a child covering his eyes, and you can see that it's emotional and something's happened to him. And that's exactly what this book is about, the damage that's been done to so many people and the fact that there are bullies everywhere. So Lydia, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's awesome.
You wrote this book because you and I talked off the air, and there were so many examples around that you've dealt with and that we've seen. Did you just decide, you know what, somebody needs to get out there and do something?
Yep. That's exactly why I did it. Everywhere you look, it's hate, 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 hate. And I'm not going to say whether I voted for Donald Trump or not, but Congress is sending our kids the message that it's okay to bully if you don't like a person. And it's trickling down, and that's why so much bullying is going on. And we've had so many incidences here in California over the last week, even. Over the last week, there was a school in Saugus that got all shot up. We had a big bad bullying incident in Moreno Valley, and the child died. That's a sin. That's pure sinfulness.
Boy, I so agree with that. And so when you set out to do the book, what was the idea that you would be able to really highlight that, like we said, and then teach people what to do and how to not pass that on?
Right.
Yeah, and boy, exactly. you did it. You nailed it. When you decided you were going to do the book and then you put the book together, what was the most revealing thing that you found out, do you think?
I didn't know a thing about the Holocaust at all. Our idea in high school was read the Diary of Anne Frank, and all that tells you is that the family hid up in the attic, and that was it. It didn't say anything about, and I knew the Nazis were after her, but it didn't say anything. There was no follow-up to it, and I didn't know. And the most painful thing was looking at all the atrocities that Hitler did. I had to go into counseling. It was so painful. But I had a really good mentor, and because he was in Treblinka, but he's passed away halfway through my project. So the pastor at my church, he helped me because then he helped me with dealing with the grief of the loss of the Jews and all the hate that's going on right now and everything. So he said, you just have to remember that God has your back and that God is in control.
Wow, that's a beautiful sentiment. Absolutely. And it is horrifying, the atrocities of course, the Holocaust. And you also talk about being bullied yourself. What was that like?
Well, I went to Catholic school. I swear it's worse in Catholic schools, because the nuns, they let everybody, they just turn their back and let it happen. I don't know about now, but well, it's pretty bad now because still, okay, I got punched and slugged and things thrown at me, and trash cans buried, thrown upside down on me. I got called names in class to the point where I stopped talking completely in class. I wasn't going to be made fun of no more, and then out in the play yard, they oh God, you know what a milk bomb is, don't you?
Yes.
On a wool uniform for 8 hours, and I go home and my mom said, you smell like pig pen. What happened? Why are you stinky like that? And I said, because the kids are throwing milk bombs on me. And so she had my dad go speak to the principal. But It didn't stop. Yeah. It didn't stop until they started picking on my brother. He's spina bifida. He's gone now to heaven. And my dad had to build a desk for him because they didn't have a desk at the school. So he had to do it so that there was a wheelchair in there that he could, roll the desk. and be out. And then they started throwing stuff at Joe, and oh my God, you don't mess with my family. You can mess with me, but don't you dare go after my family. I got up on the table and I told them, if you don't stop, I was a really potty mouth too. And I'll be clean about it. I just said, if you don't stop, I'm going to kill every one of you.
Right.
And the nun grabbed me by the hair and yanked me off the table and dragged me to the principal's office by my hair. That's bullying too, and Sister Mary David told her, you let go of her hair right now. There's no need to be grabbing anybody by the hair. And you can leave. So she said, Miss Greico, why are you here? And I said, because I said a bad word. And she said, I noticed that you've been taking a lot of bullying. Why do you keep it to yourself? I said, there's no point in telling anybody. Nobody's going to believe me. The nuns have already turned their backs on me. I said, I tell my parents, and my dad told me about this one nun, give her a taste of her own medicine. Well, I thought he meant hit her back. So she hit me and I kicked her in the shins. And she dragged me by the hair again to the principal's office. And the principal said, I'm going to call your dad. And I didn't have no worries because they were best friends. My dad got there and I told him, he goes, what did you do this time? And I said, I kicked Sister John Marie in the shins because you told me to give her a taste of her own medicine. You don't tell that to a 7-year-old. Because, I really took him at his word and I kicked her.
Wow.
But, I didn't get in any trouble. Sister Mary David said, go back to class. It's all good. Your dad and I are friends and I know what's going on and it's not going to happen anymore. So we had a big assembly and they said, if you continue your bullying to this person and her brother, you will be expelled. So it stopped. So that was 6th grade for me.
Wow, thank goodness for that. And look what it's led to. You're helping the world, like I said in the beginning, trying to make it a better place and stop the bullying. The book is called Because It's Wrong, Bullies versus Nazis. Lydia Greico is with us, and you can pick up her book on Amazon. What do you hope people take away from reading your book?
Kate, if I can save one kid from suicide, I've done my purpose.
Oh, it's awful, isn't it?
I mean, if Congress would just get off of Mr. Trump, he could do his job. And for all those haters out there, there's a lot of haters in this world right now. Go to The Hermit of Loretto. It is on YouTube, and you will have your answer. You cannot impeach a divine appointment.
I like that you and I talked about that off the air, how that was the running thread, and you talk about in your book what's going on with the world, what's happened, from the time you were bullied and the story that you just told us. And why do you think parents, Lydia, because you help kids and you reach out, why do you think parents ignore this?
Because they think kids will be kids, maybe. And sometimes both parents work, so they don't have time for their kids. So the kids get really frustrated. And then when they go to school, they take it out on the first person they see in the playground. And it starts bullying.
Yeah.
But families need to be unplugged for a day and have a family day where they make their kids feel loved and wanted. America needs to learn how to be kind again before it's ever going to be great again.
Wow, that's a hashtag. America needs to be kind again. I love it. I mean, you're right, and kind to yourself and kind to the people around you, and that's part of it. And I like how you say spending time with the family, because while we like technology, people are too plugged in, I think, and we're seeing that affect some people.
Oh, yeah. Look at all those kids that died from Pokemon, whatever it was, Pikachu and stuff,
Yeah.
and they fell off the bridges and stuff. That's nuts. That's dumb,
Yeah.
And what are you doing out at 2 o'clock in the morning to fall off the freeway pass, because of that? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Use your, get unplugged, do something useful to society. You made your kids. You got to raise them now. Teach them how to pay it forward. Every time I go to the store and buy something, whatever change I have, I give it. They have a little cup at the market where I go, and I put all my change in there and say, use this for somebody who needs it and doesn't have enough change to pay for it. All you need is one random act of charity. If everyone in the United States would do what Ellen DeGeneres says and be kind to somebody today, I think the world could fix itself.
Boy, so do I. And that's a perfect place to end this, on that note about being kind and do something for somebody else today. Pick up this book because it's wrong. Bullies versus Nazis. Lydia Greico, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Kate.